There we go. Hello, good morning, Kingdom Builders. We are going to talk about daily dues today. You know, we are. I did a post this week about it, just kind of like switching from daily dues, like a standard list of activity, to umbrellas. So like I like labels of like what category needs to be hit. What is the activity in that? And what this does is it broadens the scope of what you're able to do instead of just being like, posted a piece of content, but then you're like, but what's the point of the content? But who am I speaking to? But how is it serving people? But what is the outcome I'm looking for? But what is the call to action in it, right? Like it's just daily dues, like it's the same activity that leaves your mind blank. I don't like that. I like clarity when we're working. So let me pull that up. Please remember, if you are on this call, your video is on. I train people. I do not train black squares. It is just a respect thing for me. Appreciate that. You know, sometimes it can be our instinct to just kind of want to hide. And so I'm just calling you up out of that pattern. All right. Excuse me while I get this up. Okay, so as we're going here, pop in the chat. Abby, you are excused if you're in the bathroom, girl, but get that on when you're done. Thought we were family here, but I guess not. Okay, so daily dues right now. What would you say your current list of daily dues are? Can you please pop them in the chat? They're usually like 5 or 6 things. I know that when I was being given daily dues, it was like 5 new connections a day, like sending DMs. It was posting a piece of content, follow up with PCs. Yes, Maxine. 5 DMs, posting content, stories. Yeah. So my issue is that if we give somebody who's new to the business a list of daily dues and they are not well versed in sales or in socials or in literally anything to do with the business, and we give them a list that says send 5 DMs, post a piece of content, engage with this, educate on this, do they really know what they're doing? Or have we just thrown them into the deep end and they're actually going to flounder and then drown? Right? Like, we are not setting people up for success with this. They're just going to get overwhelmed. And that's why if you were to look at your client or your consultant retention rates, don't even think about it, boys. You're not getting sick like your family. No, we're not. Your consultant retention rates, right? Like how many new consultants come in, how many actually stay? There was a while when I started looking at this where I was like, and I was just like teaching this like a normal thing. I was like, for every 10 consultants that come in, maybe 2 stay. And I was like, yeah, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Guys, that should not be how it is. If we are speaking to the right people, if our content that we're posting is serving people, if we actually know how our messaging and educating is, we should not be losing people because we are attracting in the right people. They are emotionally attached to what they want from this business, and they're not just falling out because we're not overwhelming them with a list of daily dues. I just really want you guys to see the consequences of daily dues. Now, let's talk about the good parts of daily dues. Their intention is good. Their intention is to get you in constant activity so that you are never showing up in your day being like, I don't know what to do for my business today. You have a list to go to. It's bop, 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 bop. Now, with the daily dues, I almost posted this as a piece of content yesterday, and like I was feeling like luteal. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't post it while I'm feeling like that because it's a little spice. But we have this list of daily dues. We have this list of like onboarding with the activity, and it's like bop, 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 bop. And it's all we know how to teach because let's be real, that's all that was taught to us. And so we hand it to somebody else. And then I know, Brooke, I'm going to shy away from being spicy when I can't tell if it's good intention or bad. That's when I shy. When you're feeling spice and you can't find your heart posture in it, don't post. Okay? True. And so when we hand a next person this list of things and they're like, well, that like 5 robot connections a day doesn't work for me. What happens in this industry? They get told that they're uncoachable. And what's happening is that is a mask for the upline's inability to coach. That was my piece of content. I post it, right? I still feel kind of good about it. If you cannot coach more than one way, and that one way is a list, you're not allowed to tell somebody that they're uncoachable because you're not coaching. You are duplicating, you are replicating a list to have little network marketing robots that are all supposed to behave the same way. And the problem with that is that network marketing is an industry that is catering to entrepreneurs. It's our business. We're all different. And we all, we shove everybody in this one list. And then when they're like, that list doesn't work for me, we're like, you're the frickin' problem. Do they fall into the business? Do they lean in harder, or do they fall out? And our consultant retention rate goes way down. Fall out. Raise your hand if you've been called uncoachable. That's too many hands. Proud of all of us for still being here. I guess I'm not, but I'm teaching it, so I'm still here, right? So yes, we don't want people falling out. For me, I'm going, okay, I understand that not everybody is going to learn the same way as me. I know that not everybody can follow a list. Not everybody can just create content like I do. I find it really easy. But if somebody doesn't, I'm going to work with them to make sure that they understand the steps, that I start with them at their level, that I give them another option. That is what we need. There are people who do well with the daily dues, and there are people who don't. So let's go over what the branches of our new daily dues are going to be. And we're actually going to write out our activity for this week so that you're really clear on how you're showing up for your business this week. Oh, Erica said, it made me think that there was something wrong with me because I was doing all the things. Yeah. But my coach said something to me that really stuck with me, where I was like, I really trialed and errored my way, through my business, and I made it to the top. He's like, yeah, but how much quicker would you have got there if you weren't running in the wrong direction? And I was like, oh, that sucks. Probably really fast, man. Like, I'd do it. So if I step back into my business like today, man, I'd be at the top. Give me 4 months. I swear to God, I would be there. Because I know what to do now. So like the daily dues, I could spin my wheels in the mud and be like, I'm doing the work with no activity, no production from it. Or I could actually find the way that works for me, get clear on my messaging, learn about sales, shocker, in a sales business, and learn how to lead. Okay, so we're going to go through the list of activity branches that we're going to go through this week. So I have, instead of like daily dues, I have the umbrellas written down as personal product sales and new clients. You guys, this is in a post that I made this week. If you are not like writing it down fast enough, it's in a post on my feed very recently. Personal product sales and new clients. So personal product sales and new clients, why are these different? Can anybody tell me that? Because you're like, personal product sales, but that's 2 clients. So if I'm selling products, new clients, that's the same thing. No. Personal product sales is education on products and reselling to clients. This is your education. This is where you're showing up in your stories, talking about those core products that you use. You're not being the catalog, but you are talking about the product so that your current clients are going, oh, frick, yeah, I need to order that. There she is speaking about it. Or somebody learned something new. Like I know a really big thing that's circulating the internet again is like the lead in the protein. You guys know, everyone's like, oh, there's lead in it. And we're like, actually, let me show you this freaking fact sheet about Arbonne. She's the tits. So like, that's a really good thing to educate on this week. If you are not sure what to educate on, find somebody who has that. Does anybody on this call, do you Wade's Reel? Thank you. Wade's Reel has like the picture of our actual testing in it. I used to have it. I searched it. I think I deleted it. So it's not there anymore. Yes, education focused people love it. There are people out there who are like, oh, I had no idea that I was drinking freaking poison. And you're like, I told you. Okay. So personal product sales, that's going to be your education. That's going to be the topic that you're showing up with. And then new clients, this is going to be where you speak to people who have never ordered before. They need to understand your client system well. So I know that not everybody here is Arbonne. Welcome. If you're not, you are so welcome here. So what somebody does not understand immediately, you cannot sell. If somebody doesn't understand your client program immediately, they will not sign up as a client. And this is why I would always talk about the client at the client program like it was a no-brainer. Like you literally could be in kindergarten and sign up for a client. I'd be like, if you know how to online shop, you know how to do this. It's easy. There is nothing. There's no BS. There's no sticky fingers on it trying to make you do something else. It's literally just place your order, pick your free gift, save your account. You just online shopped. Now you have another vice, but she's healthy. Okay. I would make it seem so simple for people because again, if it is not understandable immediately. They will skip it. There is this stigma with network marketing that we're like going to steal your firstborn child with it. Like if you sign up, we're going to freaking charge your card like every week for something. You're going to get dinged. You're going to have these fees. You're going to have this nonsense with it. There is these things. So you are the one that has to tell them, hey, new clients, guess what? There's none of that. You have to make your program seem so freaking simple that they get it right away, and it needs to be highlighted on your page. If somebody wants to be a client of yours and they cannot come to your page, shop, find out how it works, shop and check out without speaking to you, you do not have your page set up for attraction. That is a must. So one of your first highlights should be client information or how to shop from me, right? It's not enough just to have a link. Not everybody goes to the links. People go to the page first. Highlights, bullet points of it. Maybe there's like a video of you talking about it, but you guys don't word salad this. Please, if it is a video, take that video first on your phone and watch it back, or hand it to your 75-year-old dad and be like, please watch this video, Dad. Do you understand how to place an order from me? And if he doesn't, redo it. Okay, you need the objective person, not you, watching it to make sure that it's clear, concise. If it is over a minute, please know that people are not watching it. If you are doing the video, please make sure that you have like the label on the story. This story breaks down this so that people don't just skip it. Sarah said, how would you suggest displaying that as a link, a pinned post? I would do it all in stories, and then I would save that story to my highlights. And then whenever I talked about it in the future, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to talk about our client program. It's so freaking easy. This is what it is. And then I would circle it back. This information is in my highlight right here. You can find it anytime. This is work smarter, not harder. Just you have somewhere to refer them. If you don't, you're going to have to repeat yourself a lot more than you need to. Okay, so that's personal product sales and new clients. The next branch is client retention. Client retention is what I'm going to call my superpower. I'm going to flex on myself here a bit because I did an experiment where I did not speak to my clients at all for 2 months to test my systems, and my sales didn't dip at all. They were like 20,000. So I was like, perfect, no leaks in the ship. If you could not step away from your client retention systems and have it keep your clients afloat, then you need to tighten your systems up. So I had several different things that I did for client retention. You guys, if you are not willing to invest in your systems for your clients, prepare to lose your clients. There are a lot of people who are like, oh, but project broadcast costs money. Yes, it does. And your clients invest in you every single month. And if you want them to continue to, you will invest in the systems that keep them there. Okay. Please also know that these systems are write-offs. Even when I was not a national vice president, when I couldn't really afford what I was doing, I still made this a priority. I didn't buy new gym leggings that month. I prioritized my client systems. Okay. Everybody wants the big client base. What about when it needs you to sacrifice for it? I'm going to push you there a little bit on that. Okay. Because I know that that's hitting for a few of you. I use Project Broadcast for texting. So I do not blow up my client's phone because I don't like it when places do this to me. But when there is something that comes out like a really quick flash sale or a new product launch, or I'm offering some type of like, hey, doing a client special this week, like this is what it is. Yes, straight to the phone. Everybody has their phone in their hand. Project Broadcast is amazing. I also used it to upload all of my clients' birthdays. And I just uploaded all my clients and I had all of their birthdays loaded in there. And then every time on their birthday, they got a birthday message that said, birthday shopping on me. Please respond back to this message with a whatever, and I will send you a discount code for your birthday order. Okay. There was a point where I stopped doing handwritten things. We're going to talk about handwritten things, but I stopped doing handwritten cards because when your client base gets big, you have to go, what system can sustain? If I got 200 new clients this month, could my system sustain them? Project Broadcast can sustain any type of new client influx. Okay. So I did birthdays through there. I did random news through there. And that's kind of all I did. I also always gave them the respect of saying, to unsubscribe from these texts, please reply stop. I would manipulate it a little bit. Guys, Know when you're in manipulation. Okay. That's fine. Like I manipulated it and I was like, to unsubscribe from spicy deals, reply stop. Right. It's really hard to read that and be like, oh, but I like the spice deals. Okay. Right. Like I lost fewer people by wording it like that. And then I used Flowdesk. Now you can use any type of email template. I think that the monkey one, MailChimp, is that what it's called? Okay, cool. We'll go with that. Yes. I think that one's free. That one has like free offers in it. It has templates. I used Flowdesk because I really liked the aesthetic of the template and I just picked solid templates and I just redid them every month. So every month they sent out 3 emails. There was a beginning of the month email that was a newsletter about things that had dropped that month. My beginning of the month email, yes, Flowdesk has made a massive difference. It's the freaking best. I did a beginning of the month one. It was a newsletter. It shared everything that was going on. Now, I had a very high client base and I had a large team. So I didn't have a problem giving away my house perks. I had no problem with it. I know that when you're starting out your business, you shouldn't build your business on this. So please take this next part with a grain of salt. In my beginning of month newsletter, I dropped all of my house perks at the bottom without mentioning it. What this did was it showed me who was reading my emails. And it started to train my clients because clients would come to me and say, hey, could I get a discount code for this? I'm like, hey, yeah, all of my discount codes went inside of my beginning of month newsletter. Did you see that? And so I started to train my client base to read my emails and they would go, like people would take them. It was amazing. The next one would be just a free value email. It's a middle of the month bump. It's a reminder I would educate on one bundle. I would add some testimonies into it. And I would also include something that just gave them value, whether it was me creating a resource for them, like, a matcha recipe book or, a Costco snack survival guide for moms and kids. This is where like ChatGPT comes in really handy. I don't like ChatGPT to replace my voice ever. If it is me speaking, if I am saying something, you will never find that robot speaking for me. If I want to use it like an assistant to be like, please put me together a list of high protein, quick snacks from Costco that moms and kids enjoy, I will use that sucker. Okay. And I would send that out. Sometimes it would be a podcast. Sometimes it would be a resource that I like made of like questions, how to support people. So the middle of the month is just, hi, I see you. I love you. I appreciate you. Have something from me. The middle of the month one always came with a reminder about the loyalty program at the bottom because there isn't actually a lot of information on the loyalty program. And I would teach my clients how to split their orders so that they could get more free value. And I give them little examples and make a little Canva graphic about it and be like, you could do this order and get 1 free gift, or you could split it like this and get 3 free gifts, free shipping on all of them. My clients got very addicted to that. So whatever perks you have for your clients in your company, you need to make sure that they, again, clearly understand them, because what somebody does not immediately understand, you cannot sell. Okay. End of the month one is reminders. So this one's going to go with people who, any information about renewals, right? If you have clients up for renewals, they need to understand how they renew, what that looks like. I'd always have that inside of there. I would remind of any deals that were ending, and I would put my referral program in there as well. See, my clients were freaking educated. They knew the system better than most consultants. They're in there, they're working, and they're working for me, right? Referrals are amazing. So that was the email system that I did. And then every single month I sent out a postcard if they ordered, every single month. So what I would do is I would go on Canva and I would create 3 different postcards, and they would just be like different thank yous and, I see you. And what we usually do is we send them out to new clients to say, hey, thanks so much for your order. And then they don't ever get anything again. Every single month I would rotate through the postcards. There were clients who got them every month, right? Like that's so nice. If they were a new client, they got a new client postcard with a little sample of like tea, green synergy, and fizz. So new clients did get something, but you still got something for supporting every single month, because as an adult, like how nice is it to get mail that just says, thank you. We don't want your money. We just want to thank you. It's not a bill, right? Like love that. I think that was like the biggest thing that my clients loved. What they were like, I have been shopping from you for 5 years, and for 5 years I have gotten a card in the mail. I'm like, yeah, that's great. I love that. So good. Um, okay, next is team support. If you don't have a team yet, just know that there will be a time when you have a team and you're going to need to support them. So you can kind of go through, I would go through my team list and I would check who hadn't been in my team chat, like who hadn't checked it for like, if you had not checked that sucker for 3 months, you're getting a personal email, a check-in, an invitation to do a one-on-one, something that says, yo, where you been? I see you. Okay. I am not a leader who chases. I don't chase, but I also know when people need a quick pull. I also know when somebody needs to feel seen. Okay. So I would go through and I would check that. I would post something in my team chat to support them. I also did postcards for my team because your team people, they work harder for recognition than they do for money. How freaking crazy is that? How crazy is that? And you know what? I'm not like directly paying my team. So I wanted to be able to recognize them. So I did a bunch of postcards that were like, you hit your bonus. You stepped outside of your comfort zone. I saw you building your business. You signed at least one new consultant. You were the top enroller. You had good vibes this month. Like they were not all business based. Sometimes it was just a quick, like, I saw you do that thing this month that was outside of your comfort zone. Yes, Natasha appreciates the postcards. Sometimes my assistant would send them to me, you guys, and I can't even tell you how good that felt. And they were coming, like I made them. And if I hit my bonus or I was the top enroller, I still got the card. And she would cross out from Ashley and she'd put from Amy. And I was like, that made me feel so seen in my business. And then I was like, this is how my team feels. That's so nice. Your team needs to feel seen. Okay. Appreciate the heck out of them. Go through your team and just send, like, if you're going to do 5 connections a day, like the robot connections, don't do them with random strangers. Take 5 connections and go into your team and connect with 5 people, direct to you or not. Hey, I see you. How are you doing this month? 5 connections there go so much further than 5 random robot connections on socials. New consultant prospecting. So this is obviously building your team, educating about the business. This is another really important one where, again, I'm going to hammer this home. You cannot sell what somebody does not immediately understand. If your audience does not immediately understand what it looks like to be a consultant, they will make it very complicated in their head and they will not sign up. They need to know what it looks like to work with you as a leader too, because we have to remember when we are sharing the business, we're actually sharing ourselves. And so I want you to start leading with yourself with the business. So I would do the bullet points of the business because that's very clear, concise. And I found out that when I would share the business, like, hey, it's this much to start the business. This is what it looks like to be a consultant. I didn't have passion behind that because that wasn't my passion. And it ended up sounding like I hated my business. And I was like, okay, Ash, maybe you shouldn't be sharing the business like that because it sounds like you hate your job and you don't. So I would just share the bullet points and then I would start to speak about the business. Why did I come into this business? What was I looking for? What did my start journey look like? Did you know that's the number one thing that hangs up people is they don't know what it looks like when they immediately start? You have to tell them about your journey doing that. I would tell them about my vision for it. I would show them how I'm working it. What does a work week look like for me? What does that actually look like in my day? I know everybody says like, it's just recommending. I call bullshit on that respectfully. It's not just recommending. If it was just recommending, you know how freaking easy my day would have been? Oh, I just recommended this product and now I'm just la 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 off to live the rest of my day and collect a paycheck, right? That's not what it is. Stop lying to people. Okay. People don't want liars. They want leaders that they can trust. So we have to actually show them. We talked about this last time on the call. You have to be the embodiment of your business. They need to fully understand what it looks like to work with you, which means that they have to trust you, which means that you have to actually be following through for yourself and showing up in your business and letting them see it. They're not going to sign up with you if they don't trust you. They want somebody who's like, oh, she's about her business. So I could trust my business with her because I see her about her business. Right? Okay, next is networking and marketing. This is pretty much our title, you guys. Network marketing. Should have known this one was coming. This is our content. This is our meeting people in the wild. This is getting our name out there. This is building our community. So networking, I hear this all the time. I just can't get any new followers. My account's not growing. If your account's not growing, that's really good intel that nobody wants to be there. So you need to figure out what is causing that. No, your account not growing is the effect. What is the cause? Right? You can't blame it on, oh, no one's coming here, woe is me. It's like, girlfriend, go back. Why do they want to be there? Is there anything for them if they're not buying from you? Are you creating a space where they feel valued, where they actually get to know you, where it's real? What do you got for them? Because people, like, at the end of the day, it is entertainment. It is entertainment and it is service. So it doesn't always have to be like business, business, business. It's like, I really want to see what you do in it. You know how nosy people are? Like, we're not, like, you're like, nobody really cares what I'm doing. And that people are so nosy. They actually want to know what you're doing, right? Like, they do. So you need to have something that is free value for them. If they are not coming into your offer at all, why are they coming into your community? And that's why you have to lead with you and not your offer. Okay. Marketing, this is obviously where you're going to like create your content. If you're like a content planner for the week, I love that for you. I'm more on the go, but my pillars are really clear. I'm doing weekly flow in content. I went over this with all of my clients this week where we pick one topic for the week that we're talking about. And then our posts are just different like subtopics of that. So I did a week of environmental impact from the people in your life. And then there's so many different aspects. It's like if you're afraid to tell people that you're doing something new, that's a sign that you have the wrong people around you. These are the people closest to me. And I shared that. And then you do a live about like what it looks like when you surround yourself with different people and having to lose people, right? Like there's so many different aspects of that topic that I can talk about, but I am cementing the message for my audience. And at the end of it, it should lead to some type of free resource. Here's how you do an inventory of your environment and hard questions to ask yourself, right? Come through this. Maybe there's a podcast episode that comes through me on that, right? Like there's always going to be some free value that comes out of that. The last one is education and training. This is the part where you're going to take a screenshot of this call and be like, showed up for my business on a Saturday. Maybe like one of these, like, better than what I'm doing, right? Education and training. People need to see you becoming the leader that they want to follow. If they cannot see you, what are they following? I want to see my people educating themselves. I want to see them listening to podcasts. I want to see them on their training. I want to hear key takeaways of what they're learning. This is something that I always did when I was in Conscious Leader and I was going through that. I would get up in the morning. You would see me at 5 a.m. I was watching a training. I would take a screenshot of it and I would list the takeaways of what I was learning so that people could understand the growth that I was going through. Because if they don't understand the growth that you're going through, they really don't understand what they're getting into with you as a leader. You need to be doing that. Any type of education and training, you guys post it, show it, show it, show it. And then for the love of God, start teaching. A lot of blank faces when I said that one. If you want to lead, you have to go first. You have to be vocal with things. You have to have hills that you're willing to die on. You have to say things that people are not willing to say. You want to lead? That's from the front. There's nobody in front of you. You're the one that they're joining. Okay? You have to get loud about your leadership and you have to start actually training. My like golden rule is you learn, you integrate, and you teach. You do not just learn and teach, because if you haven't integrated that and planted it into your life to see how that feels, what it looks like to go through it, you got to give yourself the integration time. It's got to be actually flowered and in there. Learn, integrate, teach. That means what you are learning right now, you're going to teach in the future. And what you learned 2 weeks ago, if you've integrated that, if you've changed a system, if you started doing something differently and you started to see results, whether good or bad, teach. Start teaching. But don't just be a serial learner where you're like, I learned. And people are like, are you the student or are you the leader? Not a lot of people want to just join the students. People want to join the leaders. So you actually have to simultaneously be both and be a little bit louder with your leadership. Leaders learn. Leaders are always learning. There will never be a time where I get to be too good of a coach that I don't need a coach. I actually have more coaches. The more I learn, the more I grow, the more teachers I find I need. I used to just have one, I have three now. I love that. Learn as you go, be a leader that's always a student, but don't be a student that's never a teacher. Okay? All right. So those are going to replace your daily dues. Those are your umbrellas of like keeping your business in momentum. How many people have said or heard the phrase, I need to get my business back in momentum. I need to get back in momentum. Yeah, I've done it. Y'all are liars. Okay? I didn't know we were building kingdoms of liars. Seeing some hands down. Okay, cool. We want to program our business to the gear of momentum. Our business is in momentum always because we show up for it and we do our branches every single day. But then we also have times in our business where we are gifted quantum leaps, right? I quantum leaped my business over a year. I went from doing 13,000 in sales to 215,000 in sales a month in 1 year. This business allows quantum leaps. But I was doing the momentum the whole time. And then I took the quantum leap energy and I fueled it into my business when I could. So the quantum leaps are product launches. So product launches, we know they're hype city, but nobody trusts you in your business when you only get hype when there's something new. I tell you, you could have given me one product and I would have outsold everybody. I would have promoted, I would have built. It wouldn't have even mattered because I am so passionate about what I sell. If you can only be passionate, that hype only comes out, you're only like raw with your business when there's a new thing, you are not a trustworthy leader. And people know that. Subconsciously, they're like, oh, here she is again. There must be something new. There must be a sale. Because I don't see her talk about it every single day. Right? I'm like, I seriously could have done more with blood orange fizz than most people could do with a full catalog. That is what you need. What is your product that you're like, put me in the grave with it? I don't even need the new product launch because I got this product. I got her testimonies. I live with her. I embody her. Okay. Product launches are quantum leap energy. They should take your momentum and they should go like this whoop, whoop, spicy new things to offer. But when the product launch goes, your business doesn't die. Your business goes back into its gear of momentum. This is what it is. But most people go like this and just dies. It's just up or down. That's it. You're going to put your business in momentum. You're going to drive it forward every single day, and you're going to use the extra energy to quantum leap when you can. The next one is qualifications and promotions. Obviously, these create more hype. When people see you driving a vision out loud, it encourages them to also come into your business and to support it. Now, I'm going to check you pretty hard on this one because qualifications and promotions are quantum leaps, but imagine you are that excited about your vision every day. And people saw that no matter what. But you're out there and you're like, I'm promoting and this is what it's doing and we're going into qual and I'm freaking ripping stickies off the wall. I rip stickies off the wall all the time. People would still be like, yo, girl, where are you at? And I'm like, let me tell you, let me get back on my daily walk. Because it doesn't take a promotion to get excited about your vision, to call people into it, to help them give purpose in their life. It doesn't take a promotion. When it takes a promotion to do that, you are giving your purpose and your power to the business and not to yourself. And so when you're actually calling people in, Savannah, I know you're on this call, girlfriend. Hey, I don't even see you on my screen. It's so nice. When you are calling people into your business, you're like, come into the business. It's so great. It's doing this. It's the power. And really, you need to be that hyped on your vision. You're like, I am using this. I'm in the same spot as you. Look at me. Look at me, my brown kitchen. You got a brown kitchen too? Okay. I'm still creating a vision in my brown kitchen. I'm creating vision in it. Are you? You want to come with me? I got it. Let's go. Okay. That's what you could be doing all the time. But I will say qualifications and promotions, they will always be quantum leapers because people want to see you win. But they don't just want to see you win when you're pushing for a promotion. They want to see you win all the time. Every day you show up for your business, they want to see you win. And when you're doing that value for them every day and you want to see them win, oof, low key, your business is always quantum leap energy. Okay. That's what I want to touch on with this one is yes, it will be. But if you were in that vision promotion, that purpose-led passion every single freaking day with what you're using this business for in your life, because it's just a freaking tool. You're the builder. You're the builder. That's just your set of tools you picked up, but you got to give tools to everybody else who want to build with you. But they need the vision. They need the house plan. Okay. That's what we're doing here. Next one is close week and new month start energy. It's always a little bit more hype here. We're like, whew, something about a full dashboard full of zeros really just gets my ass in gear. I'm like, oh, that was such a dopamine crash from big numbers to absolutely nothing. I don't think we talk about this enough because that actually takes a lot of people out of the business. They can't handle the dopamine crash. Oh, I'm starting from the ground up again. Right? Like think about in people's life subconsciously, they're programming when they're having to start over. This is where a lot of giving up happens. Oh, I just got out of that relationship. I have to start over. I'm never dating anybody again. I can't do this. Oh, I had that baby. I'm just like, I'm carrying so much weight. I can't do this again. Like, I'm just going to settle into this. Oh my gosh, I lost my title. I can't do this all over again. I'm just going to stay here. What's the matter? Come and sit with me. Tucking my cords. Okay. So with the close week and new month start, make sure that you're talking about how to actually do the start over, right? Like if you're educating people like, hey, new month start, we're going to train on how to get into activity. That's going to save people from their zero dashboard because people let the zeros take them out. I've almost been taken out by zeros before. Guys, I didn't open my dashboard for 4 months once because I couldn't handle the zeros. I'm a pretty strong person. Okay. You need to remember that. Okay. And then close week. Please don't be the leader that's just like close week magic, because you were subconsciously programming your team that last week of the month holds all the magic when the person holds the magic. But it drives, right? Like it's this close week magic is really just for like the clients who are procrastinators, who like forget to order, and you're like, hey, get your order in. It's gun to the head time. And I know that you need gun to the head. This is my neurodivergent clients. They need this. They need like the deal's expiring. And they're like, oh, okay, I got 4 hours left. I'm going to get it. That's what close week magic is. It's our procrastination clients. It's not the real energy in the week, okay? It's just our clients that procrastinate. The last one is going to be sales and program promotions. I'm pretty sure that you guys are in a product launch, a sale and promotion, and new program promotion month right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Holiday launch, pretty sure it's free PC. You leaving? That was really for me. Oh, have a good day. Here's your kid. So, you guys are in all of this, yes. Okay, so like, how's the month going? Have we already kind of lost the dopamine from everything that's happening? Have we already kind of lost the passion for it? You guys, passion fruit fizz is my favorite of all time over apple. I'll bury apple in the dirt. Like, give me passion fruit all day. I have not heard nearly enough people talk about this. Passion fruit? Are you kidding me? You know that's going to launch somewhere down the road. That seed should be sowed so freaking hard that when it launches, you're like, remember that? I've been talking about it nonstop. Here it is. You have the biggest product launch of all time. Your hype needs to be huge. Huge. Ashley, if you don't like it, please go on your stories and say that you don't like it because the people need your honesty. Blackberry Fizz, freaking hate it. I tell people that all the time. I'm like, you might like this. It's on the free gift list. I hate it. And then what would happen when I do this is everybody would message me and be like, you hate it? I love it. It's so good with this. And I'm like, click, click, click. Thanks for the testimonies. And then I would continue to share the fact that I hate it. But I would say all of these people like it like this. And now not only have I cemented their trust in, because I'm like, that's freaking disgusting. but you might like it and I'm still going to offer it to you. Right? Like we're not supposed to like everything. We're just supposed to be truthful. I got in trouble the first time I said that the greens taste like fish food. And I was like, I'll die on that hill. I am convicted in that message and I will keep saying it. I like, listen, Ashley, you have to sell that. So you probably shouldn't say that. I was like, I will die the day that I like fake anything. Okay. Fish food. Okay. So those are your umbrellas and those are your quantum leapers. We need to make sure that we're not building the momentum of our business on the quantum leapers because that means that when they're not there, you have no momentum. Okay. Now I really don't have to go right away. I could probably go to like 10:45. I'm going to open this to a support call. You can ask questions about absolutely anything that you want. First and foremost, I'm going to plug my event that is coming up in just over 3 weeks. It is going to be 2 full days of this. We're going to be putting our business into service. You're going to be learning how to actually create content. We're going to be doing breath work. I have other business coaches coming in. It's going to be freaking amazing. Okay. Plug, plug, plug. Okay. Essentially put your hand up if you have a question and let's go. Anna, is your heart a hand?
No, I was just
Okay.
telling. I have to take my daughter to dance class, so I might have to log off. So I was like,
That's okay. Sometimes people just can't figure out the hand thing. Uh, I know I have clients on here, so you guys like support calls can be weird to unmute yourself and actually ask a question. But when you can work things through out loud, whether it's something that your team is going through or a question that you have yourself, it is very helpful. So if I were to ask you, what is one bottleneck, one block that you're having in your business this week? What is it? You know what it is. You know where you feel that tension, that resistance. Maybe it's your content hasn't gotten any engagement this week. Maybe it's you have consultants who are going cold in your team chat. Maybe it's the fact that you can't sell the business for the life of you. But if you have no questions, you should all be MVPs. Anna, go ahead.
I struggle with that manipulation piece. Like, I feel like I want to be of service, but then once I hit the follow-up, it's like I feel that, yeah, manipulation versus service.
Oh, that's such a good question. This one is like we have to remember that there is an aspect to our job. I'm just going to mute you while I'm talking because it's loud. Oh, you got it. There's an aspect to our job where that's just our job. We have to remember, like, think about how many times somebody texts you while you're like doing something and then you completely forget about it, right? It's our job to follow up to be like, hey, circling back to this, you said you needed this. Has something changed? Right? That's our job. And if you've done your job before of the consultative sales, of asking the questions, of being like, what is it that you're looking for? What have you tried that hasn't worked for you? So you know where they're wasting their money. You know how hard their struggle is. You know why they're looking for this product. You know how well they're going to be served by it. There won't be any of that manipulation guilt factor in it. You're going to be like, oh, I got to follow up with this person because if they don't do this, they're going to continue to struggle. I can't let that happen. She's been struggling for 5 months or her whole life. Right. And then if you get to the point, I kind of have a 3-strike rule. I have it with my consultants. I have it with people I'm in the DMs with. If you ghost me 3 times, I will just ask the flat out question. Hey, Anna, you said that you were struggling with this. And we had talked about this being a solution and you wanted to move forward. Has something changed for you? The question, has something changed for you, interrupts people's patterns of ghosting. It's their pattern to be like, it's human pattern really to like be like, oh, I need this. And then to like talk yourself out of it. Well, I don't know what if I fail. I don't know what if it doesn't work. I don't know what about the money. I don't know about this. I don't know. And they just talk themselves all the way back out of it. So it's your job as the person who knows that this business or this product is going to serve them to be like, not today. Come on back. Has something changed for you? 99% of the time, this question gets answered. 1% of the time, I still get ghosted. And I'm like, you're deep in it. Peace out. I did my job. My job is done. Remember, I don't chase, but I do work my job. Okay. So when you're in service and you know, that's going to take away any of the weird feeling of like, what if she thinks I'm bugging her? You're not bugging her, you're serving her. You see her problem, you know you can fix it. And that's going to get you out of bed every day. Yeah. Manipulation is more like when you are just trying to put something in her hand because it serves your goal, right? When you're like gun to the head in your friends to be like, well, you're supporting them. Why not me? And it's like, girlfriend, desperate energy is like not cute and it does not attract. Black energy makes people run. You've never seen a guy be like, but please spend time with me. And they're like, you're like, that's so hot. Here's my underwear. Like that's never going to happen, right? We don't want that energy. Raquel, you guys have like kids. I'm like, Ashley, get it together. It's Saturday morning. Do you want me to unmute you? You fighting it?
Okay, hi, sorry. All my
That's all
kids are
right.
going crazy right now. I have a bit of a mental block because I was on the business and things were going well, and then life happened, and I just sort of inward and haven't talked to any of my clients. My business tanked a bit, and I haven't followed up with any other people that haven't. I have one consistent client at right now. It's like, and I feel like so much time has passed in regards to me connecting back with them without feeling icky. And I like it kind of tails back on what you just said on the other person about service them and not chasing. Um, I don't know. I'm sort of sorry, she's on the table. I'm sort of stuck there and I just can't wrap my brain around pushing that message sending that message.
Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to challenge you on here is that this is all about you and not them. And when it is so focused on us, well, what will they think if it's been too much time? I feel like it's been, and it's like, that's not about them. If it was about them, you'd be like, oh man, life was really busy just then, but I got to follow up with them as soon as I can because they need something from me. And I'm going to serve them as soon as I have the ability. So it's like we have to always think, and this is the hard part for us because that's a real thought where we're like, maybe they're going to hate me, and it's like the people pleasing thing that happens in us. But when it's service, it's not about us. It's about the fact that they're your client and they need you to follow up with them. The second challenge I'm going to give you, and please know my heart posture is so good behind this when I say it, is that has there ever been a time where life has not been happening? It falls out of all of our mouths. This is not just direct to you, Raquel. This is literally for everybody on this call, where it's like, it's such an easy excuse for us. It's such an easy, I was just busy. Life happened. Okay, life is happening and has always happened and will always happen. And it is your ability to move through life happening all around you that will dictate your success. It will build your trust with yourself. Because now, if you have that subconsciously programmed, well, life is happening, and then you go, well, I don't have to do anything while life is happening. And that is a pattern that's cemented, and we have to stop that. Like when life is happening to me, I just went through 10 days of PMDD. Did you know it? No, because I showed up when I needed to, and then I died in bed the rest of the time. Okay. Like I have not worked out for the last like 4 days, but I did my job. I showed up in the capacity that I could, which is not as much during that time. You'll see more carousel posts from me during this time. You'll see less of my face, but I'm still showing up because my message needs to get out there because I have things that I need to do. So we have to stray away from, well, like it was life. I was just busy. I was overwhelmed. Yes, but like give me one time in your life where you weren't, where you were like, the sky is blue, the grass is green, life is easy. It's so good. I've got way too much money. My client base is full. My skin is perfect. Tits are great. Like, has that ever really been a time in our life? Life's gonna life at us. How do you move through it? What are the things that you can still do while it's happening? Hope that message landed well for everybody because I have to give myself that talk at least once a month. Yes, Ashley, life is happening and your back has cysts on it and you feel like dying and you cried in your car 2 minutes ago, but what can you do today? Tits are great. Okay. Seems like a really good time to move on to Alicia.
Hey, okay, so I started my Arbonne business probably like 2 years ago, and I feel like I built my business like kind of using cringy methods and like force methods a lot. So I only have a couple of consultants, and now I've been like learning better ways that are like not the cringy. But I feel like the consultants that I have, it's literally crickets in the chat. And I've tried to like share the things that I'm learning and stuff, and I don't know like where to go, you know?
Yeah. So with people who joined you before you move a different way, you have to embody and let it soak into them. Right? So like you really have to like learn and embody and show them this new standard. We can't just tell them because they met a version of you that they don't know right now. And so what happens usually is that, and this happened for me too, is we start to show up a different way. We lead a different way. The people who don't align with this person because that's not who they signed up with, they will fall out. And that's okay. I lost a lot of my team. Your business will usually go down as a test before it goes back up. Like, are you sure that you want to work this way? You're sure that you want to work in service? Because the numbers say that it sucks in this way. Cool, right? And then you have to be like, no, I am working in this way. This is how I show up. Embody, 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 embody. And then the new people that start to come in, they are in direct alignment with who you are as a leader right now. But you will have to be willing to release people who this person, this version of you, that's not who they joined. That's, like they don't know you. And you could give them the invitation, like, hey, this is how I'm showing up. This is what I'm learning. You could give them everything they need, but you can't make a horse drink. You have to make them thirsty. Okay. So just know that you might lose them because that's not who they signed up with. But everybody that you gain going forward will be in alignment with the leader that you are, and it will get way better. Yeah. And you also have to keep setting the standard that like you don't chase. There is a thing that happens in network marketing where we build in friendship and then we can't lead in boundaries. We build in friendship. We want everyone to like us, and we want to, be like, I'm here for you and I'm going to chase you. But what we end up doing is we enable people this way because a friend cannot lead. A friend can only enable or trigger. Right? Like if you're their friend and you're like, actually, we're doing this, they'll be like, who do you think you are? Because I only know this version of you. Right? So you actually have to be like, I'm the leader. I'm embodying this. I'm attracting these people in. This is how I'm moving this. Yeah. Ironically, one of them is a friend. Yes, exactly. So I'll use Savannah as an example because Savannah met me when I led in friendship, but she is still with me when I lead in boundaries. So I started to switch. I did a culture reset after like months of showing up differently, embodying different. I was like, hey, I'm going to invite you. This is huge. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm building. I'm going to invite you to step into this with me, to meet this new version of me, to like create this new vision together. But whether you come or not, I am going. Some shook out, some stepped up. And then everybody that I attracted in went forward. But what happened with Savannah as my best friend is that I would ask her now, Savannah, I'm going to coach you. Are you willing to learn? Are you willing? Are you willing? This gives her all the power. Every time she go, I'm willing. And I'm like, okay, because some of it, you're not going to want to hear it. And this gave me the ability. It was almost like a flip, the switch, right? Like she's my best friend. She allows me to be Ashley, but there are times when I'm like, I got to coach you right now. Are you willing to hear it? Yes, I'm willing. Perfect. This. Awesome. Okay. Lose people that are not meant to stay. Don't drag them with you, but lead the people who come in because they need leadership, not enablement. Jill.
Hi. Actually, Alicia, is that her name? Alyssa? That was one of mine. Your question, your whole thing. And so, but I have something looping in my head a lot with my team, and it is, I can sell the shit out of Arbonne so well because I'm so convinced and convicted in all of what I sell. And it's so part of my life. But what I'm looping with is I want to teach them more, like being more confident to sell. And I get crickets. I don't have anyone asking me, hey, Jill, you have success. I got recognized during CNTC, and I was like, I don't know where to go with that, because it feels like I'm forcing something that maybe they don't even want to know.
Do you
Or
ever have consultants like complain about their sales? Like, oh, it's so slow. Oh, I can't.
constant.
That's where I would call it out. That's where it's like, it's not about like, like, I'm so great. So you should, like, as soon as you hear that complaining where it's like, oh, my sales are so low. And you're like, well, I've offered to help with that. It's funny. I haven't heard you ask for help at all. So do you want help or do you want to complain?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you,
And like I have said to you, I feel like I've met my soul sister when I've met you, because I'm so intense that way that it comes off as if I'm like, trying to do something that they feel is, well, that's good for you, Jill, but the intensity that I come off with. So, and is,
I think it's not so much intensity. Again, it's heart posture. Like, did anybody feel like when I said, do you want help or do you want to complain? Right? Like, there's no like, oh, she's being a real bee behind that. It's, oh, I'm being called out in a pattern right now. There is
and
an
I
option.
like, we trust you so much, which is where I'm struggling, because I feel like my team doesn't trust me. And that's what's hurt, like that's what's making me feel uneasy, is that I don't know why they wouldn't ask. I would be asking, because why wouldn't you, if you want to know how to sell from somebody who's got top sales? I would want to teach my team, but I don't feel like they trust me. So I guess that, yeah.
Well, your team is always going to like, you always get triggered in the way that you need to grow. So
Yeah.
remember, if you're being triggered in something right now, there is growth that needs to happen for you where you're like, I want to teach and I want them to learn this. And it's like, maybe you need to embody and be louder a little bit. Maybe you need to go like public and teach. Maybe they
Right.
actually need to see you embody teaching before they feel comfortable coming to you for teaching, right? So like maybe they need to see you go live and be like, hey, my personal sales are between 10 to 15,000, whatever they are a month. And this is how I do it. I'm going to break down 3 different aspects of how I sell. And you just start making yourself the authority in teaching. And so like yes, Brooke, they could have shame around the fact that they're struggling in sales. But for me, you can want change, but you can't sit around and complain about it while you do nothing. So
Yeah.
that's my boundary as a leader. And that's something that you might have to say like, hey, I hear you struggling. I hear you saying it's slow. I am going to host an open support call tonight at 5 p.m. and we're going to cover sales. And there, when you have opened a door of opportunity where it's like everybody could walk in. Look at Brooke just said, I joined that, Jill, do it. Right? Like if you open the door of opportunity for them to walk through, and then consistently they keep complaining, because like you have to let them show themselves. Okay.
Yep.
This is not just like a cut and dry thing. It's like, I opened a door for this. I see a need. This is what literally Kingdom Builders is. I saw a need. I opened a door for people to walk through. Now, if somebody doesn't come to these calls and they're in my DMs complaining and wanting free coaching, you think I'm going to give that to them, or you think I'm going to go, it's weird that you want to complain here when I haven't seen you a single Saturday on this free call that I asked?
Yeah.
I want your commitment, but it seems like you want to complain. So
Yeah.
that's where you can start to call people out on it with like, hey, I've seen your actions. I've opened doors of opportunity. You're not taking it. You're just here to complain. So I'm going to delete this comment in the group chat and I'm going to remind everybody there is a support call tonight at 5 p.m.
Right. And that is brilliant. You and I talked on our stuff that I needed to focus on my sales tactical skills, and that's something that I can say I can teach. May I ask you one question before?
Yeah.
What did you say, let's say 4 years ago when you started Arbonne, when you wanted to ask somebody to join your business? 4 years ago, not like now, but like.
I never asked a single person to join my business.
Well, then how did they come to you?
I'm pretty.
I know.
I'm just kidding. That's just what everybody wrote it off as.
Yeah.
I used attraction marketing. I created content that showed exactly my vision, that reflected their needs, that spoke to solutions. I embodied I wasn't like, buy these greens. I was like, I'm using these greens for this. This is what they do. Here's some social proof around them. This is literally what I teach now, because attraction marketing is not sitting back. It is having an attraction skill, but also I just served. I served people in my community. I did not care if they bought from me. And this came from a place of scarcity. If I can be honest, looking back now, I know I didn't think that I was the person who would ever be top 1%. I didn't have any drive. I didn't believe in myself. I was very low level, but I didn't have any friends. So I wanted to talk to people. And so it didn't matter what we talked about. They wanted to feel seen. They would ask me a question. I answered every single one of my DMs. I never made people feel like they were less than me. I found it really weird when people would pedestal me, and I'd always call it out and be like, hey, we're the same. And I made them feel like they were a part of a community. And so what happened was, as I was loud with my goals and I failed out loud, and I spoke to them in content and I showed problems and I took them through stages. Jill, the conscious content sequence walks people through this. It walks through how to actually attract and move people through in a way where it's like you're dismantling shame, you're connecting with them, they're vulnerable without victim mentality, you're leading, and there's a call to action. That's an invitation. This is what I would do. And so when people would, like, whenever anybody came to me for the business, I would say that 60% of the time people signed up without talking to me because they trusted me so well already, they didn't have to. Now, again, people can't sign up with me without talking to me if I didn't have that ability set up in my page. So I had business information. But the main point was that they knew everything about me.
Yeah.
They knew my story. They knew where I had come from. They knew my vision, even while I was in the crap still. They saw me show up for my business through every season, through every day of my life. And so they trusted me and they knew where I was going. So they were like, I want to go with her.
Yeah.
And community was the number one focus for me. That was it. And it started from a place of genuinely wanting to connect with people because I was so freaking lonely.
Yeah, I joined Arbonne because I wanted to belong to something that I saw somebody else doing, that I wanted that vibe and feeling from something positive. So that's what I,
But do you show that though? Because like I would show it. I'm showing team. I would do everything. I'm like, I had people over at my house. We did clothes parties. We do like dinners out. We were always together. Like I showed it. I was like, this is not fake. This is like, these are my freaking people. That's why I couldn't leave Arbonne, was because I was like, I'm abandoning people who trusted me with their life. And that feels bad.
Yeah.
So it's like, you have to embody it.
There's an awful lot of them that don't want to hang out. So that's part of what Alicia was when you were telling her, is that it's a newness that I need. I'm new. I'm new now. Like I'm not what I used to be, and it's a different Jill. So I appreciate it, because I want to help different people than what was trying to pull before,
and it takes a lot of vulnerability too, Jill, right? Like it takes, like, do people know that? Like, have you shared that with them? Have you shared the origin story of like why all of a sudden it's different and what you're doing now? Have you shared where you went wrong? Right? Like you have to share this. Like even now, people know my whole journey to where I have ended up right now. They know the struggle I went through. They know the water walks that I went through, and I am bringing them into that community. At my event, we have incorporated a water walk because that is a part of my community. That's a part of my journey. Right? So I'm like, everywhere I go, I'm like, get in my freaking community. I love you. I see you. I'm going to lead you. We're going to create vision. Like literally, like there is something here for people. Like you are in the kingdom. You're a kingdom builder if you're in my page, you're in my community. So that's where I'm like, you have to have something, you have to create something where people are being served so hard that they want to come into you. I do not have a force. I do not have a pull where I'm like pulling people into my community. I'm like, this is what I got and I want to give it to you. And I'll get up every single freaking day for you. And people want to be in it. And some people, like, they can't support me. Some people will be people who can just do free calls and I'll show up for you still. And some people will work with me and that will come back to me. Right? So it's like, what are you creating in your community? What are you creating in your page that people are running to because they want to be a part of this movement that you have.
Yeah.
How many doors are open? Like Maxine just said, I love your Wednesday worships. That's just one door that's open for other people, right? It's like, I got many doors open, and like any door that God calls me to open, even though I'm like, I don't know if I want to open that door. I'm like, yes. Open doors in your community for people so that they come running. Like I never did a single reach out, and I wasn't allowed to talk about it because they worked in force, and they're like, well, you're working in attraction and you're working in flow, so we can't teach that, so you can't speak on it. And now I'm like, try to shut me up, dog. You freaking can't. When you serve, people come. If you build it, they will come. Field of Dreams, die on that hill.
I love it. Thank you.
Brooke, go ahead. She just leave? She did, right? She's gone. Brooke, you still here?
No, she's muted still.
Oh, you're muted. You switched off my main
Oh
page.
my God. I took down the hand instead of the audio. Anyways, so for Project Broadcast, you say about the birthday thing, but also you're sending out 3 emails, beginning, middle, end. What are you sending out through Project Broadcast? Because I was doing one or the other, because it feels like a lot otherwise.
Yeah, so I said I would only send out a project broadcast if there was something that came up like all of a sudden.
Oh, okay.
Like they were like, oh, there's a 20% off sale on like the Dream Tea Mind Health. That was random things like those, sometimes
Right.
they'll, like,
Yeah, like the 3-day free shipping type deal.
yes.
Got it.
Or if
Yeah.
there's like, like a fizz launch that comes up in like the middle of the month and it's not in the newsletter, boom, out it goes. Fizz launches, like any product launch like that, I would honestly send out regardless to Project Broadcast because not everybody sees their emails like right away. So the things that were like, hype, you need to see this in front of you right now, Project Broadcast, everything else went in email.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess I will, one more. Alicia, go ahead.
What is your referral program?
Oh, well, that's a good question. I mean, I don't have it anymore, but do y'all want to share my live event? I would love that. Referral programs work really well when you work hard for people and they want to work for you, right? Like people will want to share your name. So my referral program was, if you brought me a new client, you got a host perk. It's like, thank you so much. You are shopping with my discount on your next order, you queen. You sent me somebody. Thank you. Obviously, make sure that your referral program is really tight and say that that person has to give your name. Like, hey, so-and-so sent me, placed an order. If they brought me 3 people, I would bring them the business, right? On their third person, they're referring me another person. I'd be like, hey, listen, this is your third person. I would love to sign this person up under you. If you are willing, if this is something that you want to do, this is how it works. That is the only time I would really like bring the business to somebody. Otherwise, most of the time they're like, no, I'm good. And I'm like, perfect. Here's what you get. If they brought me 2 clients in a month, they would get a host perk plus $20 rebate on their order. You guys, I love a freaking rebate. If you are treating people on top of like a host perk, give them a cash rebate or like send me your order confirmation. I'll send you $20 back. It still goes into your business, right? And they feel so rewarded. Sometimes I would also do like a cute pair of like fizz glasses from Amazon. Really love, everybody loves a cute fizz glass with some like glass straws. Great. Here's a travel cup. Take your fizz on the go. Essentially, that's what I would do. If they did something bananas, like I once had someone send me 5 new clients in a month and they were just referring everybody and they didn't want to be in the business, I gave them $100 rebate on their next order. I was like, that order's on me, babe. Thanks so much. Like you are working so hard for me. So it's just essentially like whatever you're capable of, whatever you can do to make them really want to spread your name, because by the end of my business, most of my new clients came through referrals. Right? Guard your clients, they'll guard your name. We love that. Okay, guys, have the best Saturday. Remember to post your training. Remember to post your takeaways. Let people see you and be the embodiment. Be the embodiment this week, okay? And do your week theme. Okay, what is the message that you really want to concrete in this week? What are the ways that you're going to do it, right? Carousels for education. Go live and share a personal story around it. Do your talking heads. Do your B-roll. Get that message out. All right, we will see you next week. Bye.